really interesting Twab, and it's kind of a little controversial. Oh, wait a minute. Now you guys can see me. Cool. It's not really controversial. It's more like it brings in interesting things for the state of the game for next season and season 12. So firstly, this is the Twab for the week of the 21st, May 21st, 2020. I am Oteno, also known as Soto Entertainment, and today we're going over tonight's Twab. Alright. This week at Bungie, something unexpected happened on the way to the moon bunker. Many of you have been chasing a lie. Last week you began your hunt with Ana, successfully defending Seraph Towers in the Winding Cove, Anchor of Light, and the Rupture, or watch you as your fellow Guardians carried the weight. You burned through 1,000 enemies with your trusty shotgun. Sadly, your quest for answers came to a halt on Sunday evening, all thanks to a faulty door on the moon's bunker. Earlier this morning, Destiny 2 hotfix 2.8.1.3 was released, unblocking your journey and finding truth behind the lie. While we hate to see a bug ship, we're excited to right this ship as quickly as possible. Now we look to what comes next. Season of the Worthy is winding down, which means it's time for a round of previews from the team. This week we're hyper-focused on legendary engrams and weapon tuning. Here goes. Decrypting the future. Last week we did a deep dive on how loot will be evolving season over season. While the upcoming addition of a max power level to your gear, players have been asking how acquisition methods will be changing. We have a breakdown from the Destiny dev team on how we're keeping the items you earn from legendary engrams and core activities relevant during a given season. Okay. Today we're going to talk about some changes that are coming to season 11. Coming in season 11 to the way the world loot pool works. Because the world loot pool serves as a baseline of legendary gear that can be earned across different activities, we want to update and refresh it seasonally with meta-relevant weapons. Meta-relevant weapons, some of which were previously exclusive to specific activities like Gambit or Crucible. This shared pool can also be unwieldy. If you're looking for a specific role of a specific weapon, a pool too large can make it statistically challenging to find, much less with the role you want. Starting in Season 11, it will be curated both for relevance and overall size, to strike a balance between number of rewards and the chance to get sought-after drop. Every season gear from previous seasons will be added, and any gear that would no longer have a max power level greater than or equal to the current season cap will be cycled out to ensure that drops are power relevant in the current season. The World Loot Pool Season 11 will consist of the following weapons. Hey, Mystic. Hero's Gift. I'm not going to read all of them, but they're all weapons that are currently available in Legendary Engrams, including some from this season as well. You got some strike stuff, crucible stuff, gambit weapons. Not all the gambit weapons, just some of them. Like Enigma's Draw, Honor's Edge, Gnawing Hunger, Main Ingredients, Nature of the Beast, Last Perdition, Bad Omens, Night Watch, Toll and Trouble, Wishbringer, Last Dance, Lonesome, Long Shadow, and Still Silver, to name a few. If you still need a weapon or weapon roll from the current Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit playlist that isn't on the list, go grab it now. Lock and reload. Here's where things get interesting. Alongside the changes to the World Loot Pool, we have some changes coming to Destiny 2 Sandbox. This week will be focused on weapons, specifically perk tuning. Here's a quick breakdown from the team on what to expect. Reload perk updates. Okay. We've observed that players lean towards picking perks that increase their damage, example kill clip, or reduce weapon downtime. Example, outlaw. The damage perks were adjusted quite a while back, but reload perks still don't feel like choices. This tuning pass aims to keep them feeling powerful without being so dominant that no other choice seems viable. First, some information on the stats that impact reload. Reload stat 0 to 100 and maps onto an archetype specific reload animation speed. Reload duration scale. Most reload perks also apply a smaller multiplier to the reload animation so that if the reload stat is capped, you will see a small speed bump. Reload empty duration scale. As above, but only applies if the magazine is empty. Note that because most weapons have fairly high reload stats, decreasing a reload stat bonus from plus 100 to plus 50 will still max out the reload stat more of the time, and so doesn't slow down the actual reload as much as it seems. The following perks that alter these reload stats are being updated. Outlaw slowed this down a little bit. Reload stat from plus 100 to plus 50, interesting. Reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.9, so they made it a little bit slower. Just a little bit. Not that much, but just a little bit slower. Feeding Frenzy, this was strictly better than Outlaw, so we're changing functionality to be based on number of rapid kills. Functionality changed to increase reload speed based on number of rapid kills, up to 5. With 2 kills, reload speed is equal to updated Outlaw. Okay, so that means it's 0.9. With plus 3 kills, with 3 kills is faster than Outlaw. 4 kills is the fastest reload in the game, except Alloy Magazine. And max possible reload duration scale from 0.83 to 0.8. Max possible reload stat unchanged at plus 100. The plus 100 is the reload stat on the weapon itself. Rapid hits gave a huge amount of reload and stability for very little work, front loaded onto the first precision hits. We have updated it so that it still feels good, but it isn't quite as powerful. Adjusted stacking bonus to give less benefit for the first hit and more with subsequent hits. Max possible reload stat from plus 100 to plus 60. Wow. Max possible reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.925. Wow, they nerfed that. Wow. Max possible stability stat from plus 50 to plus 25. They nerfed the stability too. Wow, that's actually insane. Yeah, wow. Drop mag situationally really powerful without a massive drawback. As good as a perk, but in a magazine column. Reload duration scale from 0.85 to 0.9 just brings it in line with Outlaw. Field prep unchanged, but for reference, reload status plus 50. Reload duration scale 0.8. Okay, now we actually know what it does. Alloy mag unchanged, but for reference, reload empty duration scale is all those 6s. So it is still the fastest reload perk in the game, but it's not as strong as the other ones were. Because you can run Alloy Magazine with like Outlaw and have like an extremely fast reload. Because reloading from empty mag is like you shoot all your bullets and then reload, and this is like the fastest thing in the world. But really interesting. I don't know how I feel about this, because that means for Feeding Frenzy, a lot of weapons use Feeding Frenzy since they don't run Outlaw or even Rapid Hit. So with Feeding Frenzy getting a big of a nerf as it did, it's very interesting. I can see how this would still be really good, but I don't know. Feeding Frenzy still seems pretty good, but Outlaw, wow. They took a chunk out of that. And then Rapid Hit took a huge nerf. That means that Spare Rations is not going to be as good as it... Oh. Thank you. Thank you for the raid of 7. Hey guys, how's it going? So yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. We're just going over the Twab, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts on everything and highlighting certain stuff. Right now we're just going through. This is more of a video format for those that don't know. This is not a full-on 2-hour stream. This is until I finish this video. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy. Feel free to comment and interact and give me your thoughts on everything. So for right now, we just talked about how we talked about, you know, what they're adding into the loot pool next season, and then we recently just talked about the reload perks that are going to be changing next season. Additionally, we're fixing an issue where perks that grant partial weapon ammo did not respect shot count for burst weapons. This means that these perks will now work correctly on pulse rifles, fusion rifles, and burst sidearms. Thank you. So these perks will be more common on those weapon archetypes in the future. So Slideways, Slide Shot, Ambitious Assassin, Subsistence, Overflow, Lead from Gold, and Clown Cartridge will now be on pulse rifles, fusion rifles, and burst sidearms. That's cool. That's cool. Because Slide Shot and Slideways, they're really good. Ambitious Assassin I can do without, but Subsistence is depending on what you're using. And Overflow, Lead from Gold, and we all know how much I love Clown Cartridge. So there you go. General perk retuning. With opening up space by adjusting reload perks, we also retuned some other underused perks. Based on our internal testing and perk popularity and effectiveness data from our internal analytics. Wow, that really got me. Dynamic sway reduction. Interesting. Adds 10 stability over time in addition to accuracy. This is way more powerful than it sounds. Reduced reticle movement from stability should now tell players this is working. This right here is huge. Hi, welcome T-Dog. This right here is huge. Because before, I would never keep a weapon that has dynamic sway reduction. I have no reason to use it. But that's a nice buff to dynamic sway reduction. Especially for those that are on console, like Legacy Mirror and all of them, and Bry, Desert Ranger. My god. This is going to be huge. Because that's a huge stability increase for if you have dynamic sway reduction, let's say on the Iron Banner pulse rifle. Holy crap. Not pulse rifle. Submachine gun. Because that's where I see it the most. On submachine guns. And wow, that's going to be really good. Really good. Pulse monitor. Take critical damage, and you can quickly switch to your now fully loaded shotgun. The reason why they mention shotguns, just for reference, is because you can now get Felwinter's Lie in Destiny 2. And it is going away after this season is over. So if you haven't already, go get that gun, because it is going to be the best shotgun until it gets sunsetted. Guaranteed. Because once me and Neagle9 get ours on Saturday, that's all I'm going to be using in PvE or PvP. Straight up. I will not be using anything else. Well, in my energy slot, that is. I'll still use my hand cannon and my kinetic, but like, you know, that's going to be huge. Pulse monitor seems really good because reload amount from 0.35 to 1.0. That's actually kind of well, the reason why that part is nerfed because they're nerfing all reload perks. Well, a majority of the reload perks, specifically the huge ones: Outlaw, Feeding Frenzy, Rapid Hit, and a little bit of Drop Mag. But yeah, plus 50 handling, cool. 5% faster swap speed. Pulse monitor is actually gonna be decent on certain weapons now. This works on stowed weapons too, which was already the case, but makes it a lot more useful. This is good, because I always delete weapons with pulse monitor as well. It's always dynamic sway reduction and pulse monitor that I hate, including hip fire grip, because I'm not shooting from the hip. But hip fire grip now helps you hit shots closer to ADS ranges. Still doesn't affect damage drop off or magnetism. 1.2 times aim assist fall off. Plus 15 aim assist. Not bad. Plus 1.7 degree precision hip fire angle threshold. By default, when hip firing a weapon, the center of your reticle must be over a target in order to get a crit. Otherwise, aim assist will give you a body shot. Interesting. This change gives you a little leniency. So if the center of your reticle is not directly over a target, you will get the crit if you're within this angle. Has no effect on snipers. Now, this actually doesn't sound too bad. This change right here doesn't sound too bad. My only issue is last word has hip fire grip, and it comes with, and it's like meant to be used shooting from the hip. So I feel like next season the PvP meta for a good while probably is going to be last word, Fellwinter's Lie, and whatever power weapon they want to use. So be on the lookout for those doing PvP next season. Watch. I'm calling it right here. It's going to be last word and Fellwinter's Lie. That's going to be the majority. Unless we get some really cool weapon to replace the last word. Sneak bow. Actually allows you to be sneaky now. Stealth buff. Now doesn't ping your radar when shooting. That's cool. So that means that, like, you'll probably be seeing a lot more bows now too. Because if you have a bow that rolls sneak bow, you could actually like sneak around while you're shooting, while you're charging the bow and like shooting it. That's pretty cool. New perks. Next season we'll have new perks rolling exclusive on the season of Redacted weapons. Additionally, Iron Banner will be receiving 2 new perks on 2 reprised weapons. In future seasons, these perks will begin to roll on other weapons. While we don't want to spoil the fun of discovering and testing new perks, we will leave you with the names of upcoming Iron Banner perks. Iron Grip and Iron Gaze. I wonder what those are. We are excited to see the community break these perks down when the new season begins. Upcoming archetype buffs. Next season, we're taking a quick pass on a few weapons archetypes that have been underperforming. Slug shotguns are underused in PvE because they require crits to maximize damage and didn't reward that precision with higher damage per second. Slug shotgun damage in PvE will be increased by 30%. That's good. So that means that if you wanted to use like Ganora's Axe or Chaperone in PvE, now you can. To name a few. High impact pulse rifles are underused in Crucible. While they have a very fast optimal TTK, which is time to kill, that TTK was very hard to achieve. So we decided to soften that a little. High impact pulse rifle damage per bullet from 21 to 22. That's a small damage increase. That's alright though. This changes it from 6 crits to 5 crits 1 body to kill a guardian in PvP, but at most resilience values. This is cool. You'll be able to switch it up a little bit. But it seems like it's going to be like oh, is this season? Oh, next season? Okay. I thought it would be oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is season 11. In analytics, we see bows are underused in challenging content, and locally, we've observed that it feels terrible when a bow leaves a red bar enemy at low health. Bow PvE damage versus miners, plus 10%. Cool. Expect to see probably a little bit more bows now, in patrols and like strikes and stuff like that. That's cool. And for the high impact pulse rifles like Redrick's broadsword, that's gonna be really good. So it's going to be probably like if you're doing quick play, well, like medium to low end quick play, it'll probably be Redrick's broadsword with Fellwinter's, and then mid to high end quick play or PvP in general, like Trials or Iron Banner, you're probably gonna see Last Word Fellwinter's Lie. I'm calling it here. Future archetype updates. We've been evaluating feedback in our analytics data, and while we're not done yet, we wanted to touch on 3 community pain points. Our current goal is to touch on these in Season 12, so next year. But we'll be sure to let you know if plans change. Sniper rifles. Community feedback has been that Revoker and Beloved dominate. And looking at the analytics, they account for 86% of sniper rifle usage in the Crucible. And if we include other low zoom sniper rifles, the number gets even higher. We're specifically looking at how zoom translates into the ease of use for sniper rifles. We're investigating changes that make choosing a sniper rifle zoom more of an interesting choice. Curious. Very curious. Hand cannons. Yes. We're evaluating the hand cannon subfamilies. As an example, we're breaking out aggressive hand cannons to let us tune their range independently of the others. Okay. So, hand cannons like the Duke and Cremil's Dagger, they're getting touched on, which is nice. But show the 140 some love too. 140 hand cannons like Austringer and Old Fashioned, stuff like that. That'd be nice. I like some of those weapons too. I like all hand cannons. It's just 110s don't feel right. They're too slow to me. And like the slow compared to like the range and damage just doesn't feel good. And 180s are very inconsistent on PC. Although they're pretty decent on console apparently. And then 140s, they're like stuck in the middle of like not being as consistent as 150s, but like not underperforming like 110s are. So hopefully the other subfamilies in the hand cannon tree are getting touched on as well, because I would like to see some of the other styles of hand cannons get brought up. Adaptive auto rifles. Auto rifles in general are highly represented in Crucible, but generally feel balanced. True. Adaptive auto rifles are a little higher, so we're looking at them. We're not rolling back the Season 10 buff, but we're adjusting the tuning a little to give other auto rifle subfamilies a chance to shine. Adaptive auto rifles, one prominent example is the Summoner. You get it from doing Trials of Osiris, and it is probably the strongest auto rifle right now since Hard Light got nerfed. Moving forward, we plan to make more regular weapon balance changes. We'll have more to share on cadence and scope later. Cool. Sorry. Cool. Interesting, but cool. I like the change to slug shotguns. I like the high impact pulse rifles are gonna be usable. I like how high impact pulse rifles are gonna be usable. And I like how bows are gonna be usable. Like these 3 weapon types needed buffs, and they got the respective buffs. And it's not necessarily in PvP, well, except for the the high impact pulse rifles, but PvE damage, that's always good. And then I'm curious to see what they do with snipers. Very interesting. I want to see what they do with that, because yeah, it's actually snipers are a little bit of a problem right now. Compared to everything else. If we're not talking about shotguns, because we just got a really strong shotgun, and if you complain about a shotgun while you're using Fellwinters, you don't have a right to complain. So everybody that's complaining about shotguns, including myself, we now, as of right now, the moment you pick up Fellwinter's Lie and choose to use it, you have no right to complain about shotguns. The change to hand cannons, I'm glad that the 110s are going up. I'm hoping they touch 140s. I don't really care too much about 180s, but I hope they touch 140s. Hello. And adaptive auto rifles. I'm curious. Hopefully things go well. So all that. Items leaving at the end of the season. Access to Seraph bunkers. Oh no. Everybody's so sad about the loss of Seraph bunkers. Not. Fourth Horseman exotic quest. Make sure you get that. It's a decent shotgun. And the Lie quest, which is Failwinter's Lie. Make sure you get that because it is 100% worth it. And the Warmind Kanjali seasonal artifacts will be disappearing as well. Movie of the week stuff, and the last bit. And once again, we come to the end of the Twab together. How many have we shared together now? The last few have been filled to the brim with news on upcoming changes. And we're only a few short weeks until the next season of Destiny 2. Wait, what? Wait, what's that? The season's almost over? Sorry, you gotta cut this short. I have a Conqueror title to earn. Cheers, DMG04. Alright. Actually, yes. You are able to 100% do the Fellwinter's Lie quest solo. You can do the little mission thing where you go to Vostok solo. You're just scanning for 3 things. You can do your shotgun kills solo. Literally, if you go into the Whisper mission and if you run 3 shotguns, like a kinetic shotgun, like the Perfect Paradox, and you run the CQC shotgun from this season, and then tractor cannon, you're set. You're solid. Just run that a few times, like me and my friend did, and you'll be solid. And then the last part is just like a story mission. You go to the moon bunker, talk to Rasputin, go inside the bunker, and you're set. Pick up Fellwinter's Lie, you're good. So yeah, good luck out there, man. Not too hard. Just bust through it. You'll have the best shotgun in the game until they sunset it. So yeah, now let's talk about our thoughts on this. So firstly, the reload changes, or the reload perk changes. All of these. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it's good to like at least get Fellwinter's Lie, because it's gonna be running rampant in Crucible, guaranteed all of next season. Like it's gonna be insane. Literally the best shotgun in the game right now. For PvP anyway. It has some like decent PvE uses, but yeah, very much worth getting 100%. Even if you're not a PvP player, it'll be good to have. So yeah, the change on Outlaw, it was the most sought after perk, so I completely understand why they're nerfing it. It just sucks. Feeding Frenzy, I mean, the greatest thing for Feeding Frenzy that we have right now is Recluse and this season's hand cannon, if you really care about that. But it's an alright nerf, I guess. It's still one of the best aside from Alloy Mag, so I mean, I guess that's fine. Rapid Hits is getting a pretty sizable nerf with this and this. And wow, yeah, that sucks. That's gonna suck for Spare Ashen users. Oh well. Drop Mag, I don't see why they did this. I understand it, but it still doesn't make sense to me. Field Prep is cool. It's actually good to know like what Field Prep actually like does for the numbers. It's interesting. I'll have to reevaluate my perk choices now, because Field Prep, I didn't know it was that good. That's decent. I'll have to reevaluate everything. And I look at other weapons, and when people ask me, if these perk rolls are good, And Alloy Mag, we all knew about Alloy Mag. We all knew about it. Good to see these are being added to Pulse Rifles, Fusion Rifles, and Burst Sidearms. I'm really excited for these two. Dynamic Sway Reduction, that's a pretty sizable buff. And that's I'm probably gonna have a lot more weapons with Dynamic Sway Reduction next season. That's really good. Pulse Monitor, interesting. I'm curious about it. Excited about it. We'll test it out. Hipfire Grip, I kind of don't exactly like the change, specifically because of the last word. I don't like the last word. I don't like fighting against the last word. I'm alright with using it if I have to, but it's not my first choice for hand cannons. But a lot of people are going to be using this next season, guaranteed. Sneak bow change is cool. I'm excited for the new perks, and those 2 Iron Banner perks have me curious. Slug shotgun change is nice for PvE. That's cool. Gives people more options. High impact pulse rifle in PvP. That's cool. I enjoy that. It makes me want to use Redrick's broadsword or any other slow firing pulse rifle. We're gonna see that a lot in PvP. And bow damage in PvE increase. That's really nice. Sniper changes. Curious to see what they do. Hand cannons. I hope they touch 140s. Adaptive auto rifles. Thank you. All right. If you guys have any questions or other any thoughts or any curiosities about what is talked about here, feel free to ask me now before the video ends. But for those on YouTube, yeah, what are your thoughts? Put it in the comment section what you guys think of these changes. I know Bungie's doing a whole lot of stuff that a lot of people aren't liking, and then a lot of people are liking it. So I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think of everything? What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the reload perks changing? How do you guys feel about, the general perk retuning, archetype buffs, future archetype buffs, all that. So yeah, for those of you on YouTube, love you all very much. Comment, like, and subscribe. This was streamed on twitch.tv/Oteno. Follow me there so you can know when I'm going live. I have a Twitter, which is @SotoEntertainM1. Follow me there so you know when I go live, when my friend Neagle9 goes live, and when we both go live together, because we stream a whole lot together. So yeah. The schedule for those on Twitch will be okay, I got you. For those on Twitch, schedule for the rest of the week is as follows. Tomorrow, me and Neagle9, we're going to be doing Halo 2 multiplayer from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, me and Neagle9, we're going to be picking up Fellwinter's Lie since we're on the final step of the quest. That'll be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, I'm going to be sitting in on Neagle9's Mass Effect 1 stream. I'll be on voice, but I won't be streaming. It's more of like a let's watch if anybody's like seeing achievement hunter stuff. Where like he's playing, making the decisions and stuff, but like I'm reacting to it. It's kind of like live commentary. That'll be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. PDT, by the way. Monday, we're going to be starting our Halo 2 campaign. Me and Neagle9. We've been doing all of the Halos on PC. We did Reach. And we recently finished Halo 1 Combat Evolved Anniversary with classic graphics. So, as of Monday, we are starting Halo 2 Anniversary. Tuesday, reset stuff. Wednesday, reset stuff from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. All times are 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. except for Wednesdays. And Wednesdays is when me, Neagle9, and a few of our other friends stream D&D. That'll be from 8 p.m. to midnight. You do have the mature filter on specifically for that, although sometimes I forget to turn it off. Because we talk about like some adult topics and adult things, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily for minors. Then, and you know, if you're not comfortable with like certain topics or like stuff like that, just don't watch. Simple as that. And then we're back here on Thursdays with the Twab. Thursdays, it's not really like a full-on stream. It's more like a video recording, is how I think of it. I just, you know, we read the Twab, and give my thoughts on things, and yeah, that's really it. It's usually like 20 minutes or so. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you all so much for being here as always. We are going to be rating Legacy Mirror. She plays Destiny 2, she plays Fortnite, and she's currently playing Doom Eternal. Show her some love. Give her the same love y'all show me. Love you all very much, and I will see you wonderful people tomorrow with Halo 2 with Neagle 9. Bye! Stay in chat if you want to join the raid, by the way. And see ya.